What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what y'all got to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the work. Draymond Green has gone in on Steve Kerr, man, and I am very appreciative that Draymond has used his platform to say exactly what the truth tellers in this basketball community has been saying. There's absolutely no excuse for what happened to Jayson Tatum in Game 1. Now, we're a couple games removed, respectfully, but apparently there's a lot of uproar still coming at Steve Kerr's way. Like, I was going to leave it alone, but I seen somebody else say something. Stephen Naismith spit the block on this situation, and now Draymond Green is readdressing the situation because, like I said before, there was no excuse not to put Jayson Tatum in that game. And Steve Kerr made himself look like an imbecile. Now, in his interview, he claimed himself that he felt like a quote-unquote idiot. But Jayson Tatum, the last 3 years, ladies and gentlemen, has been All-NBA first. All-NBA. The last season, this last recent season that just passed, the man won an NBA championship in a dominant fashion. He led, co-led, if you want to say it like that, but definitely was a very big focal point in the Boston Celtics returning a Larry O'Brien to the Beantown. And at 20, I forget how old JT is, 27, 28, one of those, in his prime, coming off a championship run, All-NBA again, first All-NBA, excuse me. There's no reason why you couldn't find time for Jayson Tatum. And Draymond Green clarified that perfectly with his recent comments, as he said the same thing. Like, I like that Draymond made a great point in the sense of saying that Team USA is head and shoulders above all other competition. There's never a reason why we have to adjust our lineups, our rotations to other teams in the Olympic competition. Reason being, we have far superior players. There's no lineup Serbia, Germany, France, anybody could really put out there that's going to match up evenly with the Team USA team. And Draymond Green was saying that, and I got to concur with that. I didn't think of it that way, but at the same time, it's very much so the truth. It doesn't matter what lineup we put out there. It doesn't matter what lineup our opponents put out there. Team USA is still superior. We don't have to adjust to them. They have to adjust to us. And so with that being, said, it is very alarming, very, I don't even know what to call it, because it's already felt like there was an agenda against the Jays, just period. But Jayson Tatum, has gotten his fair share of criticism. Never being considered, in the MVP race, never being really talked about like that. And I've been calling out this agenda from the lamestream media, and now it seems like Steve Kerr as well. He's a part of the circus as well, of trying to, I don't want to say smear, but downplay Jayson Tatum's value. Jayson Tatum is 6'9" and can play 4 different positions. He can play the point guard to the power forward. When you talk about matchup issues and all that kind of stuff, there is no matchup issue for Jayson Tatum. He can play your point guard. He can play your power forward. And the fact of the matter that he's a younger guy, and not even young, he's in his exact prime. That he, this is exactly where you want him to be. And I recall in 2021, I believe it was, when KD and Draymond and Jayson Tatum and a few others, they went out. I believe it was Tokyo, and they got the gold medal. Draymond mentioned that they built that team around Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum. And they built that team solely in the sense of, kind of having a pass the baton moment from Kevin Durant to Jayson Tatum. And so to fast forward to now, to go from an all NBA first team player to winning a championship to playing all 5 exhibitions of the Paris Olympics to starting all 5 of those Olympic games to all of a sudden being benched to not getting 1 minute at all is uncalled for, man. And honestly, I said this in a previous video that there's been a growing. I say I don't even know if the word "growing" is the word that's correct for this, because there's been people that have always felt like what's this guy's name? Steve Kerr was a horrible coach. There's always been guys that question his validity, as he essentially adopted Mark Jackson's team. When Mark Jackson was the coach of the Golden State Warriors, he's the one that developed Clay and Steph Curry to what they are, what they became anyway. He's the one that was able to reel Draymond Green in. I don't recall Draymond Green having these kind of antics. I remember having them from time to time, but when Mark Jackson was there, I don't remember it being this consistent and this bad. And the worst part about this whole situation is the Golden State Warriors have paid this man $100 million to continue on dealing with his unhinged behavior. And now he's calling out his own head coach. Now, respectfully, he didn't call out, at least from what I heard, from the segment, he didn't call out Steve Kerr by name, but he definitely put it out there that, there's a problem with the rotations, who's in charge of that, and that the Team USA needs to find a rotation and stick with it, which I 100% agree. And again, there's no way that you can have a rotation on any given night versus any given team that does not include a reigning NBA champion. You know what I mean? So, again, I just, I'm starting to really notice that, and maybe I'm late to this, but I'm noticing that Steve Kerr is starting to look more and more like a hype job to me, man. I guess the whole, roller coaster ride of, the Golden State Warriors dynasty, you kind of push some things under the rug per se. And because winning cures all, you don't really see Steve Kerr's flaws and shortcomings. But on a stage like the Paris Olympics, man, for you to make this kind of decision, people are going to question your IQ. People are going to question if you are the man for this job. You know what I mean? And the very next game, you find a way to bench Joel Embiid, although, I don't think Joel should have been benched. Again, it goes back to the point that Draymond made, that there's no lineup that the Team USA can put out there that's going to, the other teams, are going to be able to legitimately compete with. Sure, they might be able to go on runs and might be able to find a mismatch here or there, as we have seen that. Most of the Team USA games, men's basketball tournament anyway, starts out with the game being pretty close, at least the first quarter. The last game versus, who do we face? Puerto Rico. The game was damn near tied, I think, up until, just the first quarter. Second quarter, we drop a 40 bomb on their head. You know what I mean? So, there's no lineup that, to Draymond's credit, there's no lineup that the Team USA can put out there, and there's all of a sudden this quote unquote mismatch. It's just inexcusable for a guy of Steve Kerr's pedigree and also a guy of Jayson Tatum's pedigree, because I'm sure Jayson Tatum was not happy about it. And for him to go from not getting one single minute to the next game, him starting, it's insulting almost. You know what I mean? It's insulting. Now, I will say this, that, as far as everything goes, Jayson Tatum has been a good sport in it. I've had my reasons to believe that the benching had more to do with his affiliation with Jaylen Brown, as at that time. During that game, that was the height of Jaylen Brown's and Grant Hill's back and forth as to why Jaylen Brown was snubbed. And we all know that JB and JT they rock with each other. The media's been trying to separate them for years, but they really ride for one another. Um, and I think that Jayson Tatum's benching had somewhat to do with that. Like, you want to rock with this dude? Okay, we got you. But outside of that, there's no real reason. There's no basketball reason per se, I should say. There's no basketball reason why Jayson Tatum can't get a minute in an Olympic game. The first Olympic game after his NBA championship run, mind you. If there's anybody that should have been benched, I'm not respectfully, it's got to be a Derek White. Tyrese Halliburton didn't play that game, but everybody assumed, well, you got a Steph Curry, Drew Holiday, Derek White. It's going to be difficult to get a lot of minutes for Tyrese Halliburton. But at the same time, Jayson Tatum, there is no excuse. You know what I mean? There's not 10 better players in the NBA or on this Olympic team that's better than Jayson Tatum. You cannot name 10 players better than Jayson Tatum on this team. Give or take, Anthony Davis, yeah. Kevin Durant, yeah. You know what I mean? But outside of that, it's pretty much a mixed bag. I know somebody said something, I forget if it was Steve Kerr or somebody else, complimenting Devin Booker. He's like, miss me with that. Miss me with the Devin Booker stuff, man. Even with Devin Booker in or out the lineup, the result of the game is going to be the same. I mean, you can say the same about JT, but come on, bro. Off respect, there should be a respect factor here. Not a, oh, this is a basketball decision again. There's no basketball decision you can make that shouldn't include Jayson Tatum. But yeah, Draymond Green made good points. And again, I wanted to make a mention that this is crazy to have Draymond Green calling out his coach, Steve Kerr. I mean, they've had a storied past with one another, going back and forth with each other. But I think this is the one that takes the cake, mainly because Klay Thompson has walked. Left for absolutely nothing. The Golden State Warriors are a bit of a sham, as far as these past few seasons since they won a championship in 2022. And now, they're paying Draymond Green, of all people, $100 million to be unhinged. And I'm positively sure we're going to get more antics next season. Draymond Green will be suspended again, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about that. But he's on key with this, and I've also mentioned that I feel like when Draymond Green talks basketball, that's about the one time that he displays a high level of maturity and an understanding. I don't think you can have a conversation with Draymond Green like, hey, stop hitting the teammates, and you understand it. But when you say something like Jayson Tatum should be starting, and then, he's right on the money with that. I got to agree. But that's all I got to say about this one. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. Please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, man, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to hear what y'all got to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.